Hello and welcome back to SF Giants recap. In today's live stream, I'm gonna be going over the Giants versus the A's, but most importantly, Sergio Romo. He retired today in quite sad events and stuff, but he did go out with the Giants, so that was really good to see. And so we're gonna hurry and go over the Giants game. It wasn't really a good game for the Giants besides Sergio Romo. And so we're just gonna go over all of that soon. So make sure to subscribe and like if you do end up enjoying. And so let's go over what happened in today's game. The Giants, they allowed 12 runs, mainly due to, as you can see, Ross Stripling. He allowed 9 of the 11 runs in 5 innings. Then Tyler Rogers, he allowed the 2, and then Sergio Romo, he did allow 1. But it just is the rules kind of screwed us over here because Sergio Romo comes into the game. Everyone's hyped. Everyone's super excited for him to come in and retire. And of course, they have to call the stupid rule with the pitch clock. And here's the thing: I get you want to be in a rhythm, and the umpires want to get everything right and everything. But first of all, the game's 12-2 at that point. Second of all, the guy's coming in to retire. Third of all, this game does not matter. So why in the heck would you put the 2 balls on after 2 pitch clock violations for a guy who's retiring and he has an amazing career, and you're going to do that right now? Like, have some common sense. It's not necessarily about like doing the right thing. It's just like being like having some common sense and doing what like is best for the situation. And so going in, he goes into there, doesn't even pitch a pitch, and already has 2 balls. And so that kind of screwed him over a little bit. But overall, great atmosphere for him. Wish there was more people there, but it's still, he got the fans, and there was a decent amount of people there, and it was a good way for him to go out. But going back to the pitching, Mauricio Rivera, he went in an inning, got 2 strikeouts. He looked pretty good today. He struggled a little bit in spring. He had some up and downs, but overall today he looked really good. Camilo Duvall, he came in. He's a beast. Struck out 2 out of the 3. Allowed no hits, no walks, as usual. Camilo Duvall type stuff. And then Taylor Rogers, he came in for an inning, allowed a walk, but he did get a strikeout and had a clean inning. So really good to see from those 2 guys. Overall, the Giants pitching today, 12 runs. Yes, that looks really bad, but mainly just from 2 guys. And so it's really good to see from the bullpen, later half of the bullpen, like Taylor and Duvall. So good to see from them, and hopefully they can continue to improve the offense. Though we may have scored 6 runs, but Ford Proctor is the main guy for it. Jock Peterson, he had 2 hits today, but other than that, we only had 7 hits. So some things you can clean up here and there. We're now going to head on to the Sergio Romo stats, and so let's head over to those in just a second. And now we're going to head over to Sergio Romo stats because he had an amazing career. He's 40 years old. He made it farther than a lot of people ever do. Most don't even get to play in the big leagues. He made it 16 years in the big leagues. So as you can see right here, he spent 8 years with the Giants, had around a 2.7 ERA with them, had a lot of dominant years, and it's really sad because we're down to really Brandon Crawford and Brandon Belt from the 3 World Series, and it's kind of like when he retires, it kind of sets in that this like saga, this dynasty that we had is kind of coming to an end with those players who are still playing. So it was really sad in that sense, but also really sad in the sense that Sergio Romo is not going to be playing in the league anymore. Really fun player, and a really animated player with a good sense of humor, and played really well. Had the nasty slider against Miguel Cabrera, but he got us the World Series championship in 2012, and he just did amazing throughout his whole career. As you can see right here, his ERA really never got above 4 until later in his career in 2018. Other than that, it was below 2 or below 3. Sometimes it got above 3, but most of the time he was really dominant. Got 700 strikeouts around there in his career. So just a dominant player all around. Really good to see him great vibes from him going to the dugout. And even though it was kind of a terrible inning per se when it comes to how he retired, overall though it was a good experience for him to even come back and pitch, because most people, they retire and don't even come back to their original team that they spent so many years with, one World Series championship, and get to do that. So the fact that he even got to come back is a great thing in itself, but it could have gone better. Could have got a strikeout, could have gotten out. I think Cap should have let him pitch one more pitch, get the strikeout, and then send Pence out there, because it's kind of an awkward situation. The ump didn't know that it was a force out. Maybe open your eyes here and there. I don't know if you guys saw the JT Realmuto thing when he got ejected, but it kind of reminded me of the umpires today of that, because they're kind of just out of it. But overall, good experience from Sergio Romo getting his final appearance. He's a beast, really good guy, does great interviews for the broadcast, and you could tell he's pretty ticked off about the pitch clock violations, but he still got to experience that and have Pence go out there, and it was like a similar to like the Mariano Rivera situation, but obviously less people in the stands, and we didn't really have like that atmosphere, but still he got to play one more game with the Giants, and that's really with the Giants, and get to keep playing with them for one more game to retire, because 8 solid years, great ERA, really clutch pitcher. Started being their closer in 2012. I remember watching that World Series with him coming in. Like, you had the sidearm, the iconic sidearm release, that slider, that nasty slider. The only thing that could have made tonight better was Buster Posey behind the plate. That would have been great for him, but overall, just amazing career for him. 40 years old, can't get much better than that. But overall, not a great game for the Giants, though. As we want to look into the beginning of the season, on Thursday we play the Yankees, and so that's going to be a tough one. But the Yankees, they've been suffering a lot of injuries, and we can take advantage of that as for the pitching. And so hopefully Logan Webb can come out, start pitching well, and come out good, because we're going to need that first win and get on a roll, because we have a lot of day games and a lot of games against teams we probably won't play that much. And so to get these early wins, it'll be huge, especially if we get injured later in the year and we are needing wins to even stay in the contention. These wins will be crucial. We have Logan Webb versus Garrett Cole, who is Brandon Crawford's brother-in-law. So we'll see how that matchup goes. But for that, we'll probably do it for today's recap. It was a great day for just Giants baseball. As for Sergio Romo, it was sad, but it was kind of tears of joy in that way. But also, like, we're coming down to the last guy between Belt and Crawford, and that's the really sad part, is that dynasty. We're down to the last of it. So that will do it for today's recap. Make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time for a new SF Giants recap video.